Hey guys, back with another video, and I want to talk about this debate that Michael Knowles had with a pro-choice activist, Bronte, who is also a medical student. I'm guessing by now she might actually have her medical license, which is a nightmare. This girl is very pro-abortion, and I could not believe how many times I wanted to jump through the screen and say, Michael, why aren't you saying this? So, really quickly, there were three things that I think he could have really pinned her on that he failed to pin her on. And Michael, I'm not coming down on you, in a way where it's like, super, 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 super hard. I think you did pretty good. But I could not believe why you let her get away with these things, okay? So, number one, she kept going back to the fact that no other person was required to use their body to protect another person's body. No other person was absolutely forced to use their physical body to protect another person's body besides women. And that is not true, at least not legally, okay? Men that are required to file for conscription have to use their bodies to protect other people, and they cannot get a driver's license without agreeing to be a part of the draft. They cannot get a driver's license unless they agree to use their body to defend you. And I see that as basically the same thing that we ask women when we ask them to carry a baby to term, to use their body to protect the life of another baby, of another person. Sure, it's not like I'm borrowing someone's kidney to save my life, but in this country, men are required to use their body to defend another person's body. So I felt like that could have possibly been brought up. Secondly, and I'm not saying that that's the only example. I thought that was a decent way to kind of put her in her place for a little while at least. Another thing was the bodily autonomy argument with regards to born children. People say, like she said, only women are required to share their body to defend the life or help the survival of another person's body. Well, women are made in such a way, very uniquely, that their body generates a new life. But it doesn't just stop at birth, okay? When we had this formula crisis and there was literally nothing to feed children with, nothing to feed babies with, once again, a woman's body was necessary to save the life of another person. And no, you can't force the mother to nurse her child, but you kind of feel like you should, right? Because the baby's gonna die if it doesn't get access to breast milk. And so you have all these moms donating breast milk to save the lives of these little babies that did not have access to formula. Please let women know that it's not just during pregnancy that their bodies are necessary to save lives of other bodies. We are just built in such a way that we can feed children with our own bodies. And when we have a shortage of formula, there you go. Now you're required. Your body is required to save the life of another person. Okay? And the last thing I wanted to mention, let's see, it was conscription, bodily autonomy, breastfeeding, and I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, that Guardian picture, okay? So she was just bent on the fact that a 9-week-old fetus, child, looked like a blob in a petri dish. Now that Guardian article, that Atlantic article, was debunked. They admitted that they took tissue from the placenta, that obviously there was no child to be found because the majority of the tissue was not the fetal tissue. And to your point, Michael, the infant was aborted, okay? So, yeah, it's not going to look like a baby at all. But then you have women that are coming forward who unfortunately had miscarriages, and they talk about how they held their 9-week-old child in their hand, and it looked like a little human being. Was it a small human being? Yes, but it looked like a little human being. Michael, why didn't you show her one of these pictures? Okay? I don't know if it was because of issues of it being graphic on the internet. I don't know. But she whipped out her photograph. Why couldn't we whip out a photograph? Why couldn't you whip out a photograph? Also, we don't just have images of dead 9-week-old children. We have images of live 9-week-old children in the womb through fetoscopy. We can put cameras inside of the womb and look at babies at as early as 4 weeks, but definitely 9 weeks. Why did we not get a clip of a baby in utero at 9 weeks? And she is a medical professional, at least she's a student to become one. Why doesn't she know what a 9-week-old fetus looks like? That's scary. She's actually in the field and she has no clue what a 9-week-old baby looks like. So I just wanted to share these with you, Michael. I really think there are more things that, people on the side of life can double down on to make sure that choicers really understand how insane their position is and that they truly are taking away human lives, that they are ageist, that they are discriminating on the basis of age. And those tactics, that might actually help them see the light. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say. And I did really enjoy the interview, debate, discussion, the segment. It was 2 hours long. I dedicated my whole day yesterday listening to. It was awesome. Ciao.